if you open any chakra, including the base chakra, it helps communication with the unseen and with the formless. And remember, this relationship between the form and the formless is very important. And we are focused on the form because that's where the outer senses take us. That practice focuses on the inner sense. Wait, somebody else had a question, Dilsha. Didn't somebody else have a question? Okay. Yeah.
You said you've maybe given out 1,000 practices. I just wondered, where do you get all these practices?
I get these practices from two places. One is a lot of beings, and the other is the person who needs the practice. Our soul knows what we need more than anybody else. Our soul, our own being, knows what we need. So all I do is listen, and I have no when I give practices like that, I have no ego attachment. I never think, this person needs to open their heart, or something like that. And we use the word prescribe, which is the wrong word. Because it's not like a doctor who thinks, well, you have a cough, these are the medications that work on a cough. Every one of our beings, our higher self, instead of the soul, our higher self is screaming to us, this is what you should be doing. But we're so distracted by our material lives that we don't hear our higher self. And it's not just practices. I see people and their higher self is literally screaming, rest, just rest. And people won't hear that. They want to go full steam ahead every waking hour, which goes right into the sleep, and there's no rest there. Once you know that each person here, your higher self knows exactly what you should be doing, and will create ways to communicate that. But if you or I keep blocking it with our thoughts of what we should be doing or what's right or what's the intention or all this other stuff, we are not in the state of being anymore. And if we're not in the state of being, we do not hear our higher self. And when we hear our higher self, this is kind of leading into what we're going to do, when we hear our higher self, other beings come. Which reminds me, I don't know if I said this last night, and if I did, it still bears repeating. There are many levels of illuminated souls. They're not all on the same level just because they're illuminated. So we might get guidance from a master of even a difficult astral world. And that being, I don't even want to say master, that being is illuminated but stays at that level. It's not just a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is a level of incarnation that won't go further because they're still suffering at the level they're at. Those are real saints, the bodhisattvas. But there are beings that are visiting a certain level to guide. And they're there for a while and then they move. But they're still very illuminated. And you don't have to know. Our knowing who's what and where they're at and so on